Hey everybody, welcome to the final video in the Roadwarden Let's Play. This is Moo Reaper, and I am here to close out our session with this text-based RPG. Armant has run out of time. We have to go back to the Merchant Guild and report our findings back in Hovlavan. So we return to the Pelt and talk to Tulia in an effort to get our return journey started. And so with our trusty steed Bill, we return along the southern roads back towards Hovlavan. We stop at a few inns and rest spots and kind of reminisce about some of the journeys that I've had, along with recounting stories about, or the supposed story about, what happened to Asterion. Remember, we lied to Tulia in the past. And so, you know what, the game wrapped up pretty quickly here, but there was a lot that we left on the table. There were a lot of unfinished, unresolved issues. And so I will say, from a gameplay perspective, there's a lot of replayability here. We chose the Scholar class. We could have chosen the Fighter. We could have chosen the Mage. There's any number of backgrounds we could have selected. The dialogue choices obviously present different opportunities as well. We could have lied more. We could have been more honest. There was more to discover in terms of the map. We had not fully explored the middle part of the map. There were some quests like that with the plague and helping the enchantress Eudocia, finding the three hunters from Creek, and helping the fisher kind of rekindle his daughter's spirit at the consternation and objection from the elder, the druid. And so we make it back to Hovlavan, and inside the city walls, we get back to the Merchants Guild. And so we make the case that perhaps there is an opportunity to open up a trade route with the northern tribes. And yet we find out here we're denied. The Merchants Guild doesn't really care about our input. You can see that it's not just mercantile interest, but there's some sort of religious interest here with the United Church being at this meeting. They don't even remember Asterion's name, so it kind of gives you an idea of how long they're probably going to remember us when we're no longer of use. It fits the tone, right? It fits the tone of the game. It fits the world. I do think there are other opportunities for other endings, and so perhaps if we had played our cards a little bit differently, this could have gone a little bit different as well. We use our influence here, or what we think is our influence, to suggest Haller's Dell. It seemed like the strongest of the three villages there. White Marshes was beset by undead. The Creek people did not have a steady source of supplies. Gale Rock, could only rely on fish. And many of the roads were beset by the bandits in Glaucia. So there's really only one opportunity here to build a trade network. And so I used the second option here to see if maybe we could go back and finish up some part of the game, but no, we don't. We can't. We kind of fade off into obscurity, and you see that given our actions, the tribes of the north kind of fell into disrepair. The Pelt of the North emptied out and was overcome by goblins. The hunters ended up leaving. The other villages continued to quarrel for power. In the case of Haller's Dell and Thais, although Agidia, the daughter, the archeress, did end up coming back, she started to stay with the druids under their protection, and yet the plague ravaged old Pagos, and the undead overcame or continued to overcome the village in White Marshes, which we never got to visit. It overcame the Creek settlement. It overcame Foggy Lake, and so they all succumbed to the undead invasion. And we also see that places like the monastery with the Rite religious group also fell into disrepair and ended up being looted. And then finally, Gale Rock. Gale Rock, because they've relied so much on fishing, when that dried up, they did not have the skills to forage, and so they also everybody kind of lost here. The only settlement that maybe seemingly is still propped up would be the strongest one of the three or four settlements, which was Howler's Dell. And so the realm kind of deteriorated. And so I really enjoyed everything that this game had to offer. I hope that there is a chance for a sequel. I would compare this to kind of a Witcher style setting. And guys, I really enjoyed my journey here, and I hope that you guys, let me know if you've played in the comments. Let me know what you thought of the game. I hope you join me in my next Let's Play. We alas did not get to find our new life, and we faded into obscurity to be forgotten by everyone who met us. And so I really enjoyed my time with Roadwarden, and I hope you guys give it a try yourself. Maybe try different play styles, try the fighter, try the mage, and see if that provides you with certain advantages in some of these encounters. Huge positives here. The world building was great. The presentation, the styling, the pixel art did a great job of building on what was being displayed in terms of the story. It really leaned into its style, and I appreciate that. I think there's a lot of room for replayability. I think that there's room for sequels. I think that this indie developer deserves all of the praise that they've gotten for Roadwarden on Steam. I think all of those positive reviews you're reading are genuine. And, like I said, there's a lot of loose threads that I did not get to close up in my own playthrough. And so I may give this another shot. Maybe not another Let's Play upload, but I definitely think I'll keep this installed and poke around a little bit, especially if Moral Anxiety Studios decides to release a sequel or some sort of expansion to this game. I think it deserves one. So, guys, I really thank you for joining me on this ride. Until our next Let's Play, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you know when that goes up, and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the series and how I can improve in the future. You guys take care.